everyone, welcome back. It is time for another wrestling review. We are staying in Japan, moving a little bit further from Tokyo to Yokohama. Today we are reviewing Noah's Grand Ship in Yokohama. With me once again, we have Campo.Reviews, the man who reviews movies, TV shows, everything else you can think of in between. Go check out his stuff. It'll be in the description below if I remember to put it. But before we do, make sure you give this video a like, click that little bell for notifications so you never miss a wrestling review. So back staying in Japan for Noah's Grand Ship. Fun little pay-per-view. We haven't done a Noah in a while. A lot of big things happen on this show. So we'll start with the first match. LJ Cleary versus Ninja Mac versus Super Crazy. Great way to start the show.
Yeah, it's
Ninja Mac is always a good way to start the show.
But I need a goddamn singles match with him. Like, I know we got it in the juniors tournament, but it's like every match I watch on Noah is a tag match or a trios match or like a people match.
Yeah, four corners match. Yeah.
And just like let me have something like on LJ Cleary's fine.
Yeah, and it seems like Alejandro's moved on from him.
I mean, it would appear so. Well, we
We'll
don't
talk
watch
about
enough to know everything there, but Super Crazy didn't help this match.
No. He does take the pinfall.
Super Crazy should be on the opening match of a show with Yone and
which we'll talk about that later.
It's like I don't know why they keep putting Ninja Mac to open the show.
Because he's good and he'll get
I
the
know,
crowd
but it's
hyped.
like whatever. It's LJ Cleary and fucking Super Crazy. Who,
but
by the way,
also...
did you ever look up how old Super Crazy is?
He's like 50.
You're like, but if you look at him, you're like, wow, this guy's 70 years old. He's like 48.
He's 50. But he's, yeah. I mean, Super Crazy, I remember from like the WCW, ECW days in the 90s.
ECW matches were bangers.
And then in the WWE, him and Juventud were lawn guys.
The
landscapers. They were landscapers. Because Vince McMahon, what do Mexicans do? They're lawnmowers.
Fucking guy. Yeah, whatever. The match was okay.
Yeah, the match was good. Always fun to see Ninja Mac, you know. But in the end, LJ Cleary goes over, and clearly we know who they're pushing it here. It's LJ Cleary.
Unfortunately, he's not bad. I don't think he's ready. I think his character is super lame. It's like so surface level.
He's like Caleb Newman.
He has more personality. Caleb Newman is like is the lube man. He's
Oscar Lube.
He's literally, we haven't seen him in a while.
Well, he's on excursion.
Oh, okay, there you go. Caleb Newman is just like a piece of clay. It has nothing there. Like LJ Cleary's building a character to fit in with GLG. Unfortunately,
we'll talk about this later in the show.
Unfortunately for him, that's not going to work out.
Yeah. So with that, we'll go into our next match. You ask me, this should have opened the show. It's the promotion Real 01 members. Representing Real 01 are Chris Weiss, Yokoyama, Satoshi Nago, and the Kubota brothers. Hyde and Yasu Kubota against Team Noah members Mohamed Yone, Kotoge, Saito, Hiroki, and Go Shiozaki.
By the way, I just want to point this out. I forgot to tell you this. I noticed this on the app, and since we're on it, we could do this. I just like, for the amount of money I pay, this is the cheapest of all the apps. It has Real 01, Michinoku Pro, Senjo, Marigold, Gan Pro, TJPW, Noah, and DDT on one app.
That's value for the money.
Like, it's crazy.
That is definitely value for the money. But this is more telling the story because what's his name? Saito. He is your Real 1 heavyweight champion, I guess is.
Yeah.
And this is setting up against that big behemoth of a man, Chris Weiss. He was a big dude.
He's a pretty giant guy. Man.
Yeah. Because he ends up getting the win in this match.
I don't like the Team Noah. I'm saying it now. I think it's a waste of Go Shiozaki. I know they have that young guy and they're trying to push him.
Yes.
Or like they're giving him a rub by letting him be there. but it's a bunch of old guys.
Yeah, Kotoge.
Not useful old guys. Like
Like
just
Mohammed Yone, who should only be used in like a comedy match, like
it's like this is the
putting
thing.
out Toriano with
It's exactly and Go is like the Tanahashi of this team, except that he's
Go can
actually
still
good.
go.
Go can go.
Go can go. And even Hiroki. Hiroki can still go too.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. But in the end, Chris Weiss gets the win. This is going to set up a real 0-1 show where probably Chris Weiss is going to win the title back.
But what's the point? Listen, I'm going back to it. What is the
Yes,
point of Team Noah? They were created to combat GLG, and they have not had any matches with
with
GLG.
GLG. And they never will. We'll talk about that later in the show.
Are we going to get the return of Congo?
No, because Keno has his own faction now too.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. See, things are happening.
So with that, we'll go into our next match. It's a tag team match. Taniguchi and Titus Alexander against Daiki Inaba and Masa Kitamiya. Really good match.
Okay, yeah, it was good.
Really good match. And again, this is the way you showcase your young talent. This Titus Alexander kid gets a pin on Daiki Inaba. For Inaba, in a tag team match, the loss is not going to mean anything. But for Titus Alexander to pin someone like Inaba,
Yeah, fair.
right? So I'm just saying. So we'll go into our next match. We got Ohara, Amaska, and Junta Miyawaki facing off against Shuji Kondo, Eita, and Yu Owada. Again,
This
is showing off young talent.
this match should have been good, but it was not good.
No.
And
And
Amaska,
it pains me to say that because Amaska's
both of them. What's the other guy's name? The one that
Mio-
was like supposed to be their push? Like
Owada?
he's been there, yeah. He's been there for a long time, but he's like at one point he was like their next big junior guy, and then he just never
Ohara.
O'Hara, yeah, O'Hara.
Yeah.
But like Amaska had so many times
And
where
this
he
is
botched
technically
something.
Amaska's return because he's been away for a while.
Bro, he literally had a Jade Cargill moment. He jumped up
Mm-hmm.
from the outside to the top
Mm-hmm.
of the ropes and he slipped and he
Mm-hmm.
fell like on his face. Like it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't as bad, but he had to change moves. He fell
Yeah.
off and he had to change to another thing.
You have to
But
change
it
his
happened a few times where he botched something.
Yeah.
And I really didn't like this match. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you. It wasn't the greatest. Like after we had like the previous match, which was good. The LJ Cleary match was good. The Real Zero versus Team Noah.
I didn't like the LG Cleary match.
No.
I never said that.
Okay, I did.
All right, I'm just putting that
Okay.
out there.
So with that, then O'Hara does get Amaska actually gets the pin on this one, and he gets the win. We'll move on to our next match, a women's match. We have Takumi Iroha against Great Sakuya. Muda's now it's Muda's granddaughter. It's not Muda's daughter anymore.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. Because when she first debuted earlier in the year, it was Muda's daughter, adopted in the mountains.
Yeah, I remember that part.
Yeah, now they were referring to her as Muda's granddaughter.
This match was okay. I don't know. I think
I've never seen Iroha before, but she seemed okay. She seemed like
she seemed okay. Sasaki, that's her name, right? Great Sasaki.
Sakuya,
sorry. She has like the character down and she has like raw ability, but every match she has just doesn't feel right. It's not because she sucks.
I think they're trying to throw like comedy elements into it, and it doesn't work with a character like
her
that.
chemistry is just really weird, bro.
Yeah, like they were.
By the way,
there
the
was
other
one
day she
point where
wrestled
she
a
was doing
mummy.
a dance. Yeah.
Did you see that match?
No,
she wrestles a mummy.
Send me the link. Send me what show that was on.
It's on Magic, one of the Monday
Magics?
Mondays.
Oh my god! But and Sakuya loses.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
And then they shake hands.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
Anyway,
you want me to say? I'll tell you again if you want.
Well, now we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes of the show. We got GLG against Keno's new faction, All Rebellion, which features Alejandro and Cristobal. Every time I think of the name Cristobal, I think of that episode of Family Guy where Chris becomes Cristobal.
Oh my god. Okay, this is what I think that they're gonna do. I think this faction is gonna pull in those two brothers. The Dragon the two
Los
luchadors.
Golpeadores.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I think they're gonna join this because it seems like he's building some kind of lucha faction.
Yes, because you have Alejandro and Cristobal.
This match was okay.
Yeah.
It was nothing special.
I mean, you
Uh,
have five really good performers in this match. Yohei, Tadasuke, and Keno Alejandro. And Alejandro matches well with Yohei and Tadasuke. And
yeah, it's not like it wasn't garbage, but it was nothing like I was okay. Yeah,
yeah,
here we go. A
it was
trios
fine.
match.
And in the end, Jake Lee gets the win. And as soon as the match is over, Jake Lee says, by the way, GLG's no more after the July 16th show or
And I
July
don't get
13th.
it.
Why?
That's their moneymaker. And if I'm like, I'm gonna be honest with you, if I'm the other people in it, in GLG, Cleary or
Anthony
uh
Green.
Anthony Green, the slightly smaller people, I'm upset by this because this was my paycheck. And I feel like this was a Jake Lee move because he wants to become a face or something. He wants to like do something else.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing I can think of.
The only
That's
other
like
thing I could think of is, well, I mean, either that or Jake Lee, he signed a 2 year and he's done.
it's possible. But like GLG was their whole thing that Noah had going.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
was their version of LIJ
Like,
or
because
just five guys.
I know he's working with New Japan, right? There, Noah has a relationship with New
Yeah.
Japan, but we'll talk about this later in the show because we get the announcement on the show that AJ Styles is facing Marufuji.
Yeah, which
This
good.
is where the announcement came from. Now, with WWE's working relationship with Noah now and Marigold, do you think the New Japan Noah relationship is going to distance itself and Jake Lee might be New Japan bound?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know how to answer that, so I won't. um,
That's
but
just me speculating, right? Like, I
I
mean,
think even if it does go that route, I don't think New Japan is gonna work with WWE. I think New
no,
Japan
not
and
at all.
CMLL like where they are, their little trio there.
Hmm.
And now that everyone has exiled TNA, they have nowhere to go but to WWE, which is fine. They need
Yeah,
it. Um, but like I do think that Noah group of like DDT and all those guys are gonna still work with New Japan, but it's gonna be only just to do all together again and occasionally have one of them be in a tournament.
like a crossover show
Yeah,
or
I don't
something.
think there's gonna be so many as
Because
much as
Jake
there
Lee
was.
is scheduled for the G1. Jake Lee is going to make his G1 debut this year.
Maybe that's why he breaks up GLG and he says it's because I want to focus on the G1 tournament.
Maybe we're going to find out in July.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I mean we'll talk about this too because this has ramifications later in the show as well. But yeah, GLG breaks up at the end of the July show, which is which one? The Noah Destination 2024. We'll talk
Which
about
we'll
that.
watch that.
Yes, we are definitely going to be watching that because yeah, oh, they already announced Ninja Mac and Jun Miyawaki against Alejandro and Cristobal
Oh, there you go.
versus O'Hara and Super Crazy in a three-way tag
Oh,
match.
why did they
It's
put super crazy? O'Hara was a good choice, and then you put super crazy, like
yeah,
whatever. Just make it tornado.
yes. But we'll go on to our next match. Ogawa and Sasaki against Roihei Owa and his new tag team partner, Hayata.
Yeah, I mean,
It was a match.
it wasn't bad, but also I didn't care. It's one of those another match that it should have had more relevance on the card
Yeah.
considering who's in it and how high up it is on the card. But it just felt like one of those
This
early matches.
reminds me a lot of the TNA pay-per-view we reviewed last week. The matches were good, just the substance wasn't there.
Yeah, and it's like this should have been an early card match, not in this
Mhm.
like section where we're getting to like the meat of the
Yeah.
show.
More belts needed to be defended on the show.
Yeah.
No junior tag belt division, no junior heavyweight belt. Like, well, no, we did get the junior heavyweight. No national championship defense. No Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr.
That's on
But
you, kid.
that's on you. That's on you. But in the end, Ogawa and Sasaki win. Oiwa gets and Hayata get the loss, which is weird because these are the guys you're pushing.
I think Oiwa making his hair look like Tanahashi is why
Mm-hmm.
they don't like him anymore.
Oh, okay. He's like, I want to go back to New Japan.
I don't understand That's one of the biggest dividing things for me that we've seen so far in Noah. Like,
Mm,
okay, I missed the Alejandro Ninja Mac thing. I can get over that.
yeah,
We missed like a belt change here or there. The Oiwa and Kiyomiya sudden it's just over and we're not going to explain anything to you
yeah.
doesn't make any fucking sense
It's
to me.
Kiyomiya wins the championship, and then they're not friends
Kiyomiya went
anymore.
from the bottom of the card
To
to
the
the
top.
world champion and just ditched his partner, and no one telling us why.
Yeah. I wanted to see Oiwa and Kiyomiya go on a good tag team run.
I would
They
have
were
liked
in
them.
World Tag League
I
together.
would have liked them to have stayed together long enough to have a golden lovers type status, and then
Hmm.
somewhere in the future, 10 years, 15 years from now, have them get back together.
Yeah, and have a second run. But that's beside the point. We'll move on. Is your main portion of the show. Our first of three title defenses. We got Daga defending against Starboy Charlie. We saw Starboy Charlie last year at that. Was it that? It wasn't the multiverse, but it was one
We
of
saw him
those
twice. We saw him
at multiverse.
at Multiverse, and then we
No,
saw
we
him
saw him. I don't know if it was multiverse. Maybe it was that. No, it was that Super Junior All Star thing that
Super
Rocky
Junior
remember.
All Stars, and then I think he
And
also was on
we
Multiverse.
no, he was on that Rev Pro show, Royal
Rev Pro.
Quest.
Yeah, okay.
He was
But
at Royal
okay,
Quest
this match, Starboy Charlie doesn't belong
here.
in a championship spot in on
No,
a pay-per-view.
especially this high up on the card.
He wasn't bad. The match
No.
is good. It's not great. It's good. But it feels weird that of all the great wrestlers you have in your company in this
Hmm.
division, you took Starboy Charlie to be in this match. Not even Cartwheel Jack. Okay, you took Starboy Charlie.
Yeah. Who's not even
Or
signed
Jack
with the
Cartwheel,
company, I
sorry.
don't think. Isn't he MLW?
I think so. I don't or GCW. He's like one of
Yeah.
those companies.
Yeah. But I mean, so clearly you knew going into this match that Daga was not going to lose.
No, and
But let's not take away how good Daga is, though.
there was a few moments when they were doing stuff from inside of the ring to outside of the ring
Hmm.
where I was like, really, wow, this is like so good. Like Starboy Charlie did
Yeah.
a standing backflip over the ropes and he almost landed on the barricade because he jumped
Yes.
so far.
He's agile, but him in those denim overalls, I just think again, I'm
Yeah,
a
it's
figure
not for
out
me.
now, Joe.
It's not for me.
It's no Cotton Eye Joe. But in the end, Daga does retain. Daga goes on a spiel about how he's the best junior heavyweight, and now we know why he got the pin in a match earlier tonight. Amaska comes out and says, "I'm next."
Well, we saw Mosca in our beginning of our Noah days. He was on a
Mhm.
pretty good run, and then he lost the
He
belt to
got hurt
Hayata
because he got
because
hurt.
he got hurt. So I think they're just bringing him here with his whole like new his new look is very priest.
Yes.
Like he's very maxi priest at this point. Maximum priest.
I just want to be close to you. Good, good song.
Yeah, okay. It is.
Maxi Priest. But yeah, so we're gonna get at the next pay-per-view, like we said, we're gonna be reviewing. We're getting Daga versus Amaska.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good match.
Yeah. So we'll see.
I
We'll
think
see.
their junior weight division is
It's
stacked.
very good. Yeah, it's very good. It rivals New Japan for sure.
Their heavyweight division to me is where I have a lot of division, no
Hmm.
pun intended, because it's a lot of really old guys.
Yeah,
Not that it's
with the
bad.
exception of Kiyomiya.
Yeah,
Kiyomiya is the only young guy in that
Jake Lee.
because well, Jake Lee is pushing 42, so he's
That's
not
true.
42, but he's like
Yeah,
30.
40 as well.
He's like 36, 37, somewhere in that age range, right? Because he started his career really late and then he took a lot of time off too.
But it's weird that we went on this whole like journey of Keno finally getting his due, and
Yeah.
then the El Hijo Dr. Wagner Jr. finally getting his due to just give the belt right back to
That's
Kiyomiya.
Kiyomiya, who's already on his third run with this
I know,
belt.
and there's only 5 is the most.
Yeah.
Which is Go Shiozaki, and the longest reign is Sugo.
Yes. The Sauce Boy, which we'll see later in the show. Which we'll get to that match right now. We got new tag team. They're called Brave. Marufuji and our boy Sugo.
I love it to the point where I hope that they stay together for the rest of their
Yes.
careers.
Against GLG members Jack Morris and Anthony Green.
That's the other guy I was thinking of, Jack Morris.
Jack Morris.
Hugh
Yeah, not
Morris's
Zach.
son.
Yes, Hugh Morris's son. This was a fantastic, fantastic match.
Oh,
Like
yes, it was.
Anthony Green really showed why he belongs up at the top of the card with the rest. Like as good as Jack Morris is, I think Anthony Green has that higher. He's got the look, he's got the moves, he's the perfect
But does he have
package.
a kilt?
No,
So then
but
he's not good enough.
maybe that's who Drew McIntyre is bringing in to.
Ooh,
This is my son.
Hugh Morris's son. My son, Hugh Morris's son. Jack Mehoff. Yeah, it's
But
good.
yeah,
It was a good match. I really like this tag team. I was shocked at the outcome.
I was
Fucking
not.
shocked.
The reason why I was not shocked was after GLG mentioned that they were breaking up, it kind of took it that they were gonna lose.
But
So we
I
got
thought this is
Marufuji and Suga are new tag champs. I hope
which
they
I
have
love
like
it. I
a
fucking
year,
love it.
like a full year run with
Yeah.
these belts, just plow through everybody.
My logic behind it is so that when he fights AJ Styles, he comes out wearing a belt. I 100% think that's actually why he's got this belt now.
Yeah, but I hope they go on a long run with this. Like I really like when we first started watching Noah, we weren't high on our sauce boy buddy there, but now
No,
we love us some.
Osprey, you know, him and Kojima was like, why are these two old guys the tag champions? But then it was like, bro, he's a fucking monster.
Yeah. Didn't we also we missed the whole thing with Soya coming back too?
Oh yeah,
Soya's
Soy
been
Boy.
off. Soya's been off with an injury too, and he's making his return
First
too.
time we've seen him fight in a long time.
No, he didn't fight on this show. He just announced his return.
Sorry. First time we've seen him on the show in a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Since I think since the Wrestle Kingdom, like that back in January, he's been off just as long as Sonata, if not longer.
Yeah, Soy Boy Beta Cuck.
Yeah. But like you said, we got new tag teams. The team is called Brave. They are new Marufuji and Segura. And like I said, I think that's why
Tom
they,
Segura.
yep, they want Marufuji coming out wearing a belt against AJ Styles.
I don't care. Let him have it.
Let him have it. So with
Why
that,
didn't you reunite fucking Go Shiozaki and thing and keep them together forever? You let him fucking leave. I'm so angry about that Nakajima shit.
Nakajima, yeah. But well, yeah. Axis,
Yeah.
yeah. I was upset about that too. We'll go into our main event. Kiyomiya defending against Gabe Kidd, not belt for belt, but it was just for the GHC heavyweight. They are really pushing Gabe Kidd,
But this is the
since
best Gabe Kidd match I've ever seen.
100%. I was just about to say that. Ever since Alex Coughlin retired and they're giving Gabe Kidd this solo push, like he's been on a steady incline. Like he's getting better and better and better and better.
His general piece of shitness is
Mhm.
so good. And
He has like that. He's trying to be like that Conor McGregor type of vibe, like that type
and
of.
he's so tall and like thick. Like he made Kiyomiya look like a little bitch.
Yeah. You know, he does the whole shut your mouth type of thing, right? Like
I mean, he beat up the Riddler at one point.
yes, the diddler.
The Riddler. It was, but like this was actually a really good match. It's the best Gabe Kidd match I've ever seen. Kiyomiya sold his fucking ass off. And
we
like
got
the
a bit of
in-ring
color. We
story
got a
is
bit
one
of
of the
color
best.
from Gabe Kidd.
One of the best in-ring stories I've seen in a long time.
For everything that Kiyomiya threw at Kidd had an answer for.
This is almost as good as the Desperado match.
Yeah.
In terms of like a guy just overcoming like everything to win the match still.
Do it. Yeah. Yeah, because this in-ring storytelling was fantastic. Yeah, and like I said, this, like you
Long
said,
fucking match though.
yeah, this was 30 minutes. Like this was long. This whole show was like 4.5 hours, wasn't it?
It was a long ass fucking show. A
Yeah.
long ass time ago in a town called Kickapoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down cookie. That's
Don't
me
try to
and
say, just
KG.
go.
Yeah.
Cut off.
But yeah, but
KG.
that, like we were going, Kiyomiya does retain in the end. Like we said, it was a fantastic match. It was probably Gabe Kidd's best match. So after the match, we get his next. He goes on and he talks about his next challenger. He goes on and on and on and on. Inamura, who we haven't seen in a long time, that was S&M Boy,
Yeah.
comes back with a new look and a new name. His name is now Yoichi. And he will be facing Kiyomiya at the Noah,
Random as fuck.
Noah destination. He's going to be facing him for the belt, which Kiyomiya, we know, is not going to lose that one.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Actually,
And
it's Noah, so who fucking knows?
yeah. But I can mention like the card is pretty much already set for that show. Like I mentioned that we got here, let's go some of the bigger matches here. We got Keno versus Yuji Nagata.
Okay.
Okay. We got GLG versus GLG.
I don't know how that works.
So it's Jake Lee, Yohei, and Tadasuke against Jack Morris, Anthony Green, and LJ Cleary.
And maybe that's the disillusion match. That's
And
all the
that's
members,
what it
isn't
said.
it?
This will be GLG's units dissolution match. So I guess whoever gets the win gets control of the group.
Or whoever wins is going to be, they're going to remain like a champion. Where's Thatcher been?
He's hurt.
Oh, okay.
He's hurt. We got Hayata versus Sasaki. So that's going to be for the national championship match. Daga versus Amaska. We have La Destina Wagner, which is Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. and Galeno del Mal, which is he's a long history like luchador, like he's got a long history with his family, like he's part of the Moreno family. Dr. Wagner, Dr. Wagner Jr. is actually his father. He's Dr. Wagner Jr.'s Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr.'s brother or half brother or something like that.
That was a long fucking explanation for that. I like it.
Against Los Golpeadores in a Lucha Rules tag match. So that should be fun.
Oh, that will be good.
Yeah. And then we have Marufuji versus AJ Styles and Kiyomiya versus Yoichi.
Yeah, that's a banger.
Yeah.
All right, what would you rate this show?
I gave this one a little bit higher than I did for New Japan, but not by much. By 1 point. 7.4.
Wow, you're not gonna like this. I'm giving it a 6.9 because it was
Really?
good. There was good moments, but I don't think I would recommend going out of your way to watch this. To me, when I'm in the sixes, there's stuff on the show you should check out, but it's not worth watching the pay-per-view. And I don't think it was. I think it was too long. There was too many okay matches that are not just they're just wasting your time.
Pointless matches. So you think that this was worse than Against All Odds? Because you gave Against All Odds a high score.
I liked Against All Odds.
Okay.
What did I give it? 7.7?
6, yeah. So whereas I've been the same for all of them.
The storytelling was an issue there, but every match was watchable.
That's true.
This the first couple matches, it's like
we're unbearable.
I love Ninja Mask, but like I didn't need that match.
Yeah.
Ninja Mask, I said.
Ninja Mask. That's a good one. That's a good one. So with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. Next weekend, it is a long weekend here in Canada, so you may just get that Forbidden Door review earlier than expected.
Wow, I forgot about that.
So tune in next week. Make sure you have that little bell notification turned on. So if we do drop that Forbidden Door review, you'll get it early.
If so with that
drop? No, Viper Niven. Nice. So with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. And in the words of Kenny Omega, goodbye and good night.